New Jersey is home to 11 land-based lighthouses, stretching from the north at Sandy Hook to the southernmost structure in Cape May. Sometimes referred to as America's castles, these lighthouses remain standing in a modern era full of more sophisticated ways to keep boaters safe. A beacon of light in an otherwise sea of total darkness, the lighthouse was one of the earliest means of navigation. They have since become a fixture of art, literature, poetry, and tourism. And you don't have to be a lighthouse enthusiast to have a special place in your heart for these structures of maritime history. Standing at 171 feet tall, the Absecon Lighthouse is the tallest in the state of New Jersey and the third tallest in the country. Originally built in 1857, the lighthouse tower is a brick masonry double-walled structure with a conical outer wall and a cylindrical inner wall. Locals and tourists alike are attracted to the structure to climb its 228 steps, leading to a spectacular view of the Atlantic City skyline. The lighthouse is a hub of activity throughout the year, even hosting an annual Valentine's Day renewal service. Now the centerpiece of the Maritime Heritage Museum's Tuckerton Seaport, Tucker's Island was originally built off the southern end of Long Beach Island in 1848 to guide traffic into the Little Egg Harbor Bay. A series of storms compromised the lighthouse's foundation, though. After being pounded for days by a severe storm on October 12, 1927, Tucker's Beach Lighthouse was swept into the sea. A two-story replica of the lighthouse was later opened in the seaport in 2000, 6 miles west of its original location. Built in 1874, the Hereford Inlet Lighthouse in North Wildwood doesn't have the conical tower structure as many of its cousins. Rather, it looks more like a Victorian-style residence that just happens to have a light on its roof. A lighthouse whose beacon could be seen from about 13 miles away, it helped to guide cargo ships around the dangerous sandbars of the inlet until it was abandoned in 1964. After its foundation was significantly damaged in an August of 1913 storm, the structure was repositioned westward 150 feet to where it stands today. A relic from the past, carefully preserved for the future, the Barnegat Lighthouse stands within the Barnegat Light State Park at the northernmost tip of Long Beach Island. Part of New Jersey's maritime history, the lighthouse was first lit on New Year's Day, 1859. At 175 feet above sea level, it was powerful enough to be seen for more than 20 miles. The beacon was operated for 65 years. Still, Old Barney provides panoramic picture postcard views in all directions to this day. Just a stone's throw away from the southernmost tip of New Jersey, the Cape May Lighthouse is a majestic structure standing 158 feet tall. It is one of the country's oldest continually operating lighthouses, flashing its beams once every 15 seconds and visible 24 miles out to sea. It was originally built in 1859, though it was 19 years after it was incorporated that mariners first began depending on it to avoid the treacherous shoals at the meeting of the Atlantic Ocean and the Delaware Bay. Girt Lighthouse was originally built in 1896 to illuminate the inlet at Wreck Pond, a 48-acre coastal lake in Monmouth County, and bridge the 40-mile gap between Barnegat Light to the south and the twin lights of the Navesink to the north. Originally constructed as an L-shaped brick Victorian-style dwelling, it included an attached tower. It was the last of the lighthouses built on the Atlantic coast to incorporate residential space for the lighthouse keeper. In 1921, the lighthouse was one of the first to have radio beacons installed. From its shoreline location, the East Point Lighthouse guided Delaware Bay fishermen and other boaters to the mouth of the Morris River for about 100 years. Originally built in 1849, its remote location, wide variety of wildlife, amazing views, and rich history add to the structure's appeal. Many of the early Pacific Coast lighthouses looked at the distinctive Cape Cod features of this structure when seeking design inspiration. Nestled in a picturesque setting, its distinctive fire edge and red roof undoubtedly draws the eyes of strollers along a nearby beach. One of the state's most striking lighthouses, the twin lights of the Navesink, truly lives up to the suggestion that such structures are America's castles. Built to closely resemble the Army Corps of Engineers insignia, the brownstone structure features two medieval-style towers separated by a two-story, 18-room, 228-foot-long keeper and cruise dwelling. The twin lights became the first American primary lighthouse to generate its own electricity. Built in 1754, Sandy Hook Lighthouse is the oldest operating lighthouse in America. Created because New York City merchants were tired of seeing their ships get wrecked on the shoals and sandbars around Sandy Hook, the lighthouse beacon only went dark during the Civil War, Spanish-American War, and World Wars I and II. Located at the northern end of the Gateway National Recreation Area, 2 lotteries were held to pay for its construction. During the Revolution, it was captured by the British in 1776 and held through the end of the war. The annual New Jersey Lighthouse Challenge encourages lighthouse enthusiasts to visit as many local lighthouses and life-saving stations they can in 2 days. Lighthouses are among the state's most popular tourist attractions during the summer months, bringing people from miles away to get a peek at the state's maritime history.